Autobots, transform!
What is up, everybody? I am the 80s Transformer fan, and you are watching George Reviews, and this is the final Constructicon I need to merge into my Titan class Devastator. It is Voyager class Hook from the Transformers Decepticon faction. He's in his alternate mode right now. He's in the crane mode. Simply put, he's a crane construction vehicle. His function is surgical engineer for the Decepticons. He is the snob of the group. He considers himself an artist. He looks upon the rest of the Decepticons as peasants and beneath him. And he has, through his works and his engineering feats, he has earned his snobbish attitude to some Decepticons, including Megatron. And his skill is undeniable by other Decepticons and even Autobots. So here he is in his crane mode. Set this guy down. And because he comes packaged in his crane mode, talk about this mode first. Obviously, it rolls pretty decent. Seems like he could have a little bit more clearance, but it rolls pretty good. Here are the wheels. On this version, the rims are unpainted. Come to the front. The only real paint he has is the headlights, front of the crane, the window, the Decepticon logo. They could have used a lot of paint apps back here, but it wouldn't be a lot of trouble to add them. Has some molding in detail. I guess this is a step ladder here. But visually, he's the least spectacular of the group. And then it has a lot of flaws to me. Like everyone talked about, the crane doesn't extend, but third parties have something to take care of that. But like none of it extends. It seems like they could have did that very easily. The crane at the end doesn't move, and yeah, I mean, I guess we're lucky to get it to go up and down. I guess it has to go up and down to clear out of the way for transformation. And if you notice, it has this giant utility box right here, which houses the head of Devastator. Just taking a peek. So to eliminate a lot of parts forming. And that's pretty much it. This doesn't swivel. The back portion does not swivel. You get the crane to do stuff, to play in this mode. You can it's just straight up and down, whatever you pick up in the John Q's, whatever. So yeah, he is a little disappointing in this vehicle mode. Again, we'll take a look at the undercarriage. There is his head hanging out. I don't know if it's supposed to be turned, but his head is hanging out right there. You can see the chest, and you can see the feet folded up, the arms. Pretty much see him. So it should be an easy transformation. So speaking of which, let's see if I can get this guy going. Pop his arms out because I see his arms. And please forgive me, this is unrehearsed, unpracticed. I'll try to unhinge this, and I gotta remember to keep it on camera while I'm doing it. Turn his head around. We have his head. And I'm sure these are his feet. I got everything coming loose now. His feet down and around. If they do come down and around. Look like they're double hinged. Try like that. Bring this leg down and around. Pop this down. This little peg goes inside here. Same thing with this one. Takes it to the side. Foot goes underneath. I can get it underneath. Alright, that's got it. Get it down a little bit. I got that one, I got that. Lower his shoulders. And accordion the backpack down. Bring this around. And, oh wait, gotta fold out his hands. Man, he got some long arms. Fold out his hands and they lock into place. If I got his shoulders down correctly, or do they hang up to give him some rotation clearance? I don't know, do they sit up? Let's take a look at the box, see how he looks on the box. But I think this is Hook transform. Take a look at that. I mean, the crane is just, yeah, it's like a stabilizer. That thing's, it's all the way to the ground. It's a shame that it doesn't slot up. Maybe they meant it to be, no, he can stand up without it. I thought maybe they meant for it to be a stabilizer. Anyway, here is your Voyager class Hook. He looks fantastic. Looks like Hook. Like the G1. This is why I collected these guys, because they're so G1, and I am the 80s Transformers fan. His face is fantastic. Has a red visor, silver faceplate. You can clearly see his nose, mouth, and little chin decoration in there. His head inside the little helmet piece. Looks great. His head 360s. Gonna hit the articulation. You can get his arms to 360, and it's hitting all the back kibble. I don't know what type of hinge that is in there, what to call it, but you can see it. It's not a ball joint, and it's a hinge inside the arm. But he can get his arms out this far. Move this, get him up even higher. He does all of these things. There's a lower forearm, I don't even want to say elbow, lower forearm swivel. And it rotates 360. It's just pegged on right there. And his hand does nothing, moves in and out for transformation. That is it for that. Coming to his waist, and we got nothing but this solid block where it houses the Devastator head. It's hidden pretty well in this mode. You clearly saw what it was in other mode, but it's hidden pretty well. He cleans up pretty good, except for the obvious crane on his back. It should have folded up at least halfway. Might have to get that third party. Might be coming at you by the time I finish reviewing Devastator. Coming down to his legs, he has these little hinge joints in here. You can get his legs front to back this far. We can get him side to side this far, and come forward this far. He has a knee bend. Inside of his legs are hollowed out pretty well. And coming down to his foot, it rocks just a hair. Get some front and back out of it, so we can get a little bit of a wider stance and keep both his feet on the ground. I think I used most of the weapons for this guy so far. I think I used most of Devastator's weapons on the other guys. He only comes with like 5 things you can make it to a weapon. He's the 6th guy, so I'm going to revisit this. Half a Devastator blaster, give him a gun, and he can hold that no problem. So I guess the last thing to take a look at is his paint work, and he doesn't have much. He has some black in the chest and a little bit of gold here, some red there. His painted on Decepticon symbol, which looks perfect. A little paint at the waist, a little silver there. I believe the legs are spray painted over silver. This little bit is a spray over silver. And that's all that's going on. This guy is pretty plain. We saw the Decepticon symbol here in his vehicle mode, his crane alternate mode. He has this little thing here. I guess this is for combined mode or something like that. That's there. Other than that, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to compare him to his G1 self at this point in time. This is actually the reissue. You can see what they tried to keep the same, and improvements and changes that they made. Have this long sticker portion here is represented here. It's not painted. It's probably painted on the Japanese version or the San Diego Con version. A little red here and there. You see it. Here is his unpainted face. Well, it's just silver. They didn't paint the visor red. Pretty faithful to the G1 back. Him up. Turn him around. He's wearing a crane on his back. Exactly the same. Things pretty much the same, just where they had to modernize and improve it and made some changes. And this is how these guys scale to one another. And while I'm doing some scaling, get him out of here, gonna bring in fellow Voyager Megatron. How these guys scale. Take Megatron out of here, bring in Leader Class Titans Return Blaster. He's a lot bigger. Take Blaster out of here. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to bring in Titans Return Devastator. Wait, what? Huh? What? Okay, wait. And just for fun, here he is next to G1 Omega Supreme. Constructicons die! So anyway, that is Hook, and he's probably one of my least favorite of the group as far as overall. He looked great in this mode. He looks just like the cartoon. I'm very happy to see him brought to life and updated. This is obviously his best mode other than Devastator. But they just could have did a little bit more for this guy as far as articulation and play features. Just a little bit more. Yeah, I think he's right there with Scavenger. I think Scavenger is my least favorite than this guy. He's my 5th least favorite. So this has been George, 80s Transformer fan, on my countdown to Devastator. Devastator is next. Thank you for watching the toy review, where every toy has a story.
Constructicons, merge for the kill! Oh, hot one, look! Devastator. Autobots, transform!